The Vikings have an extremely complicated quarterback situation, and that's putting it lightly. That the number one, quite frankly, the only question that we're getting about the quarterback position is JJ McCarthy. When is he going to come back? Is he going to be back next week? They didn't put him on IR. Okay, maybe he'll be back after the bye week. No, okay, maybe the quick turnaround against the Chargers. Certainly plenty of rest. No, maybe he won't be ready by Thursday, perhaps the week after, and we just keep getting the same answers. Maybe. Here's Adam Schefter talking about JJ McCarthy yesterday on Sunday NFL Countdown.
Everybody wants to know when J.J. McCarthy will be back. The fact of the matter is, when he sprained his ankle in week 2, it was supposed to be a 6-week injury. That means it's unlikely he'll be back next week against the Chargers. They're hopeful he'll be back the week after at Detroit in week 8. In the interim, Carson Wentz continues to hold down the fort for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, Carson Wentz is holding down the fort, all right. The fort of the ass. But hopeful. That's another word. Just hopeful. Maybe hopeful. We have no idea. At this point, who knows if we'll see him again this season? I know that's extreme, but just the way that it's been going this far, it's like, all right, man, I'm over it. When he's out there, I'll pay attention. But all of this dancing around, fluffiness, it's gotten tiresome. But regardless of the rest of this season, you need to make a backup plan at the quarterback position, not just a backup quarterback, but a backup plan. Because we don't need to see Carson Wentz the rest of this year. He is who he is, and he's not going to change. I do believe that KOC is a quarterback whisperer, but you can't save everybody, and that includes Carson Wentz. Maybe that includes JJ McCarthy, but regardless of where you are on the side of the aisle in the McCarthy discussion of, hey, as long as he stays healthy, he's going to be great. Or, I don't know, even if he's healthy, I have a ton of question marks. No matter where you are on the side of the McCarthy discussion, there is one undeniable fact that JJ McCarthy is simply injury prone. He has durability issues. We're talking about from the moment that he got drafted 10th overall last year in 2024 to now, the present, we're talking about a possible 23 games he could have played. He's only played 2. And he's only played 2 this season. Missed all of last year, obviously. That you would be dumb enough if you're the Vikings organization. You would be dumb to just, all right, we'll get through this season, and then next year we're going to take it all by force and everything's going to be okay. JJ McCarthy is our guy. You don't know if he's going to be healthy enough. At this point, the durability issues are, to me, a huge concern. That it's like, I'm thinking, what's to say or who's to say that he won't get hurt again next year and miss extensive time again next year? You need a backup plan at this position, and I would say that the quarterback position should be one of the top priorities this upcoming offseason. But you may have something in-house right now, and that is Max Brosmer. The way that he played in the preseason, going up against the twos, he looked really, really good. So I think it's worth exploring what you have in your roster, Max Brosmer, right now. So if you're going to do this fluffy dance around with McCarthy again for one more week or however long from now, then you might as well give that opportunity to Max Brosmer. What do you have to lose? Carson Wentz is not going to get anything done. You need to start planning for next season. And that includes the quarterback position. So in the event, and maybe this turns into a Trey Lance, Brock Purdy situation with the Niners, where Trey Lance was the guy. That is our quarterback of the future. And we'll take Brock Purdy at the end of the draft. Whatever. Turns out Trey Lance just couldn't figure it out. He couldn't stay healthy, but also he never progressed. So then they say, all right, well, we have Brock Purdy. Let's see what we have. Actually, they had Jimmy Garoppolo. and he got hurt, and then they brought in Brock Purdy, if I remember correctly. And the rest is history. He's their franchise quarterback, the guy that they weren't planning on being their franchise quarterback from the very beginning. They weren't planning for Brock Purdy. This team has planned for JJ McCarthy. And in the event that, just talking about durability, is he injury prone? Well, the answer is yes. But in the event that he just can't stay healthy consistently, you can't waste another, Justin Jefferson is in his 6th season, Christian Darrisaw, all the talented players that you have, because the whole point is having the quarterback on a rookie scale contract to where you can boost up the rest of the roster with big time money in free agency. Well, if you don't have that quarterback out there to play, it's all a waste of time. So in the event that we go through something like this again for a 3rd straight year, last year, the whole season, so far this year, playing in just 2 games, in the event that you go through something similar next year, you can be prepared ahead of time. This video is brought to you by Sleeper. Daily fantasy sports users get a 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit using the promo code Randy. If you decide not to make a deposit, that's okay, because signing up for Sleeper, you get a free $20 entry. No deposit required. Terms and conditions do apply. Check out Sleeper today. This has to be part of the preparation process. Get ahead of it while you still can right now. Potentially, if you do have that in your roster, you can find out Thursday night by starting Max Brosmer. And if you play him a couple of times, give him enough reps before JJ McCarthy is able to return onto the field. And if you decide that this guy's not going to be it, well, if he is it, then great, in case McCarthy goes down again. But if not, okay, we can look into the draft next year as a mid-round pick, maybe even higher than that, because that's how dire of a situation this Vikings quarterback situation is. Play Brosmer Thursday night against the Chargers, you cowards. We'll see you next time.